So, good morning, good afternoon, and or good evening to all everywhere. I'm Tanetta, and so I want to make sure that I'm not just giving out a bunch of negative content. I know that I'm telling my testimonies, and the point of that really is to help somebody. And I want me personally. I want to get them all out. There's so much content to share as I've been through a lot in my life, but I want to be able to share the positive things and the glorious things, the victorious things, and I'm still working on those things. God is working on me. He's taking me through the purging, and it's been a phenomenal journey. I cry, I kick, I scream, I laugh, I smile, and at the end of the day, I know God loves me like no other. And of all the accomplishments that I've had in life, nothing is more fulfilling than the love of God. And that's truth. And so I guess you don't understand it until you've gone through it and you walk the walk and you've walked through the fire, and then you still could come out saying, I'm not burnt, no matter what. Even if you are literally burnt, still using that phenom that parallel to say, I'm not burnt, meaning there is victory through all of the ashes. There is a phoenix that rises. And so my slogan that I'm trying to say, I say bits and pieces of it, but I'm trying to remember it as a whole, is a broken I'm not, healing I am, victorious I rise, saved and forgiven by God. And so I want you all to remember that, because I went through stages that I was broken, and I have to remember that I'm not still, because the devil is cunning and he will send people around you to make you feel like you are broken. Now, don't get me wrong, that sometimes we have some flaws and we need to fix those things, and we can't fix what we don't believe not to be true. So don't get me wrong, but remember, I tend to be a little bit harder on myself than anybody else. For the record, I'm a life coach. I teach life skills and soft skills. I'm very good in my job because I'm very good at critiquing and fixing things. Nobody's harder on anybody than the harshness that I have on myself. And so people see that and they read that and they can tell me some really cruel things, and I'll embrace it like, oh my gosh. And so one thing that I know is, yeah, I can be a little bit bossy. I like things my way. I like things done a certain way, no doubt. And if that's a flaw and it comes off the wrong way to certain people, I apologize, really, I do. For all the things that I've done wrong to people, intentionally or not, I do always apologize from the bottom of my heart, but I won't live in the bondage of it. And so, and then healing, I'm doing a wonderful job. God is doing a fantastic job. I can't do anything by myself, but I know that He is who He is. And victorious of all the things that have happened to me in my life. When someone says you're living under that black cloud, and I said, oh, my life's been dark, according to society, according to what I've seen with God. My whole life has not been. And so a lot of things have happened and people can ridicule, and I've cried 1,000 tears, but I'm so grateful that He picks my tears up and that He strengthens me through them. And so anyway, I was I was watching this video yesterday, and it was by accident, actually. I've been doing these little experiments every day, watching something different. So I'm a gamer now, and I've been playing the game I should not be playing. It's like so demonic in so many ways. Like, these are all the things that I used to fuss about as a parent. Like, no, you can't play with that, you can't do that, that's demonic, that's a cult, you can't do that stuff. And then you get exposed to things and people to tell you like you're way over the top. So I'm learning how to balance those things, and I got into a game And the more I got into it, yeah, there were things that were just like, oh man, I'm glad I learned this information because it could help my spiritual walk. But then there are other things about it. I'll probably do a video on gaming and what I've learned in gaming, the addiction part of it, understanding that as a therapist, and tying that into the occult and what I've seen in the gaming world. And even some of the most simplest games, you know, like, why are all these demons and monsters in all of these games? You have to ask yourself, like, games aren't fun without them. So and we live in a world where we're desensitizing. Anyway, let me keep going. So yesterday, yeah, God was so good. He like woke me up. I was praying for people. I got a response from everyone except the original person that I sent it to. And then before God said, no, I want you to send it out to all the people you prayed for. And I tweaked the prayer to every single last person. And but it was pretty much generically the same prayer. And the person that I originally got the prayer for is the only person that has not responded to it. You know, the devil works in all kind of ways, and when God tells me to be obedient, I am. And the devil is really working on that particular person. So all my prayer warriors, pray against all the people that are praying against his victory over bondage. It really hurts because he does sit in a lot of denial and think that everything is negative, like, oh, you're being negative, oh, that's not what's happening to me. But yet at the same token, always is dealing with depression to the utmost degree, and the things that are happening that happen to him, it's not a coinkydink, you know. The devil's real, and unless you embrace that the devil's real, you can keep denying and keep staying in his quicksand. Your foot is going to stay in that quicksand until you recognize that the devil is real. True Christians can't believe that God is real and the devil's not. Or you can't say that he's real but don't believe in the power of the authority that he has. And you can't really walk in your calling without knowing the authority and the power that you have. Just saying. But anyway, just this is a bunch of ramble stuff today. It's a random ramble, and maybe that's what I'll call it. You know, my brain works on random, yeah, I'm just rambling. Random rambling. Okay. Nevertheless, a friend of mine looks at my videos and he says, we've been childhood friends, and he goes, you are still the same person. I didn't know if it was a good thing or a bad thing until he gave me a compliment with it. So yeah, I'm still goofy me. I still enjoy life to the fullest. Even the most serious things. Y'all should also know that if you're watching a video that's very serious and intense and I'm trying to get through it, I do smile a lot. This ain't one of them, but I do smile a lot. I might make some jokes or whatever. It is my mechanism on how I deal with stressful things. I used to get spankings for it. I didn't get spankings. I got whoopings from my daddy from it. Like, I could not stop smiling. I would get in trouble and be giggling, scared to death, knowing I'm about to get my butt whooped. But I did not know how to deal with stress. My daughter does the same thing, and I used to get on her for the longest before it dawned on me, like, wait, I went through that. I just think she was laughing at me. And my dad used to think that I was laughing at him. Wipe that smile off your face. And I'll be like, really? So if you see some of those videos that are really intense, talking about, I don't know which ones I've smiled on, It's not about presentation or persona. I'm trying to keep looking cute or any of those things. It's really just me trying to hold it together, and it's just my tools mechanism. But anyway, let me get back to the point, because my random rambling will keep me in trouble and get you guys here longer. And anyway, I was obedient to God, and I did what I needed to do, and I prayed and put people at the altar in my prayer, and I sent those prayers out, and it was all God. It had nothing to do with me. So if you're one of the people who got the prayers and you see the video, it had nothing to do with me. I just was obedient. And so excuse me, I was reflecting on this video, and this video was like, oh, if you do this and you do that, you're a bad friend. And I was like remembering how I hate gossip. Anybody who knows me knows that I hate gossip. And if you've been around me lately, I've been gossiping. And if you would step to me some years ago and say, oh, do you know what happened to so and so, I would say, are we about to pray for them? Because if we're not going to pray for them, there's no point of you telling me. And so I don't know what happened to that girl. A lot of things happen with pain, and I am going to do a video with that a little later. I know that I've been praying on it and everything, so I'm pretty much going to do the video probably tomorrow or later on this evening. I'm not really sure, but nevertheless, it'll upload when it uploads, because y'all never know when I upload anyway. So and then get my testimonies and stuff out, finish those up. But nevertheless, I was reflecting on the video, and the video was like, oh, if you gossip and you talk about them, there were some biblical truths about it, and some scriptures that were saying, hey, if you have friends that talk about you behind your back, you're not supposed to be around those people. And I was thinking, man, when did, there's a saying that I always say, the motivator needs motivating. And I was sitting there going, when did the victim start becoming the bully? Because even though I may not say it in front of your face, the stuff that you said about me, or the things that were bothering you about me or whatever, you were bullying me, or you were talking crap, you were being the person who gossiped. Now it's me. What shift? I believe in spirits. Spirits jump off into other people. I believe that they use things that hurt you to hurt somebody else, to hurt you. Like somebody's using it to hurt you. I believe that eventually you pick up those same spirits to hurt other people, and you're really hurting yourself. There's still bondage, those spiritual warfare things. That's a bondage. It's a way that the devil keeps a hold on you. And so I was listening to it, and I was thinking, oh my gosh, I should be a better friend. Like, that's me. I talk about my friends behind their back, and I do. I'll be like so upset with my friends, and usually I'll talk to one friend to help me through the talk. Like, what should I do about this? I don't know what I'm just doing. Which comes from that indecisiveness when I was a child, not knowing what to do, not being taught, not having those healthy social skills taught to me. And usually, I could get caught into some stuff like that. But no, this was more about, no, I'm in this space where, I'm not just talking to my friend saying, what should I do? It's now going, I'm irritated by the things that a friend of mine may do. I'm irritated by family members. You know, I'm irritated with me, and I'm talking much crap all the time, and I'm trying to remove myself from the situation. And I think as I reflected on it, it was more about the fact that God's been removing people out of my life, and there's so much hurt that's going on, which, remember, I'm going to do the video, that I started lashing back out and really didn't know how to take this feeling of loneliness of, wait, everybody's being removed out of my life, Lord. You know, I'm the common denominator. I'm terrible. I'm bad. I'm this. Like, oh, somebody once told me, you're always going to be the way you are. And so I was like, it bothered me. You know, I was like, dang, I'm going to always be this way. Judas was always Judas. I'm going to always be a Judas. I'm going to always be hurting people that I love. You know, and the devil was just like really, really laying it thick, like a nice thick spread of Nutella or peanut butter. Just a nice big thick spread, right? And I was buying into it. And the Lord immediately was like, that's not finna happen. And so I was like, well, Lord, you know, I'm gossiping excessively. I don't really know what to do. I'm not praying for them no more. I'm praying after the fact, like, oh, wait, I was gossiping. So am I really praying for them, or am I praying for the fact that I was gossiping? And so I had to remember not to be so hard on myself. I had to remember that I'm going to make flaws. And I had to remember that God heals with time. And He's healed me. And so one step at a time, one day at a time, one moment at a time, I'm not broken. And a friend of mine, she has t-shirts made, and she told me before, when I was really going through it and I was crying to her, and I was like, man, I'm a horrible person, you know. And she said, sweetie, God uses broken crayons too. Like, we color with broken crayons. God can use our brokenness to create something beautiful. And it's true. Like, sometimes the big crayons don't work for me. Those little pieces, I can move a little bit better, and I can create something really, really beautiful. And so we have to remember that in our brokenness, God can create something beautiful. And when you learn that who He's made you, you'll learn you're not broken. You're healing. And God will rise you above to become victorious. He forgives you. He knows you have flaws. That's why Jesus is here, to give us His grace. We live in grace daily. Paul said, I die daily. And we do, because God affords us grace daily, that by His grace I am saved. You are saved. It's a gift that came from God. It's because of God that we're here. It's because of God that we're forgiven. It's because of God that we are afforded the opportunity to change, to transition. And some things we don't change in, we have to go, okay, it may look terrible, but God, what can I use this as? If somebody's a little bit more pushy than most people, how can we change that from a weakness into a strength? What could God gain from that? If somebody is a thief and they've changed their lives, what can we gain from that? That person has so much knowledge and information to give us, right? They're saved by grace alone, and now their thievery, what could actually be used like against the devil, right? If somebody tells you they used to worship Satan, we used to think, oh, that's reprobate. And now we learn that those people have been forgiven, and they're moving on, and they're teaching us the tricks of Satan. If somebody tells you that they were into witchcraft and they were into satanic, yeah, y'all know. As I've gotten older, I struggle with this. I really believe it's some kind of form of a dyslexic that I haven't figure it out yet, but I'll be searching, and if somebody knows, let me know, because I do get tongue-tied. I'm the person who used to win spelling bees, and it could tell you most words and now I can't. So please forgive me. It could have happened from, I had a little brain injury happen when I was younger, so a couple of them, I've been hitting the head a few times. Okay, but nevertheless, I'm still good, and God is good, and He's afforded me intellect and education. He's afforded me to be academically smart. Sometimes I can't retain it all, even words. But anyway, but by triggers alone, I get through. And so that is the gift God has given me. Like, He's given me so much that I don't even understand all of what He's given me. And so I keep thinking of the aha moment of the day that I understand that. Even if it's the day that I pass away and God shows me who I am, I'm probably going to be like, oh my goodness, I didn't know I had those gifts. I didn't know I meant that to you. I didn't know I was that pretty to you, Lord. I didn't know that I was, man, I can't wait for the aha of embracing. And I'm learning to embrace who I am now, because I did not have that. But anyway, I am saved and transformed because of God's promise. I am promised eternal life because of the grace that He affords to me. What a beautiful gift. Because everything that I am, everything that I overcome, every obstacle that I managed to get over is nothing to do with me. I'm not smart because of me. I'm not whatever people say because of me. When people say, oh my gosh, you're really beautiful, you have a nice smile, thank you, I had nothing to do with that. And I might give some credit to my parents, but honestly, my parents had nothing to do with that either. They didn't get together and go, look, you have those cheekbones and you have this, we're gonna make this kid. I've seen beautiful people have children that are so, they cute. Okay, you know what I'm saying, right? It could be me, because everybody don't think I'm cute, right? I struggle with it myself. And there could be really smart people that don't have the smartest children. And there could be, I raise my kids a certain way in the house. They know their chores, whatever. But I got a kid that hates cleaning. Like, hates it. And maybe he hates it because I made him do Saturday cleanups. Maybe be like, I don't want to clean up again. But anyway, nevertheless, God affords us all the talents that we have, not because of us, because of Him. I had to make sure it was down there on the floor. It was bothering my toes. And so, not because of us, but because of Him. Like, it's because of God that we're able to be who we are, whether we're clean freaks. I ain't a clean freak. But whether we're clean freaks or we're exceptionally clean and good at it. We're great organizers. We're fantastic mathematicians. We can say words perfectly all of the time. We can fix a car. We can make someone feel good by the words that we use. They're very soothing. Whatever gift God has given us, I'm on here talking to you guys. I don't know if it's a gift, but hey, I'm doing the darn thing. It's because of God. It has nothing to do with me. I can't take any of this credit. I can't take credit of having 4 limbs and being able to walk. I know somebody who's on quadriplegic and his brain is phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? Like, phenomenal. He'd be anything he wanted to be. And when he came to me, I said, what do you want to be? He said, an engineer. I said, so be it. Let's make it happen, Captain. I mean, I wish that I could think like he thinks and just logically figure stuff out and know physics and just understand, like, 2D, 4D, 3D, what? You know? So to understand it, not just be told it. It's just phenomenal. God gave us all of those talents. God gave us all those gifts. Can you imagine what the CIA or FBI can do with somebody who is like a thief on a level that is beyond? Like, he can help them make better security systems or capture people on the most wanted list, right? Can you imagine? Let me just be honest, there's a prostitute out there that's doing the wrong things and finally can turn her life around because God gives her grace too, and she could be the most phenomenal sex doctor ever, to be like save marriages. When I get married, I want, okay, anyway, these are all gifts from the Lord. Yes, sex is a gift from the Lord, and if you do it extremely well and you do good by it and become a sex doctor or whatever, or just please your wife, your partner, your spouse, okay, but it came from God, right? It came from God. I can't take any of the credit for it. I can say thank you on behalf of God. When you say something, I can say, well, thank you. But really, it's all about God. Nothing is of my own doing, because I am nothing without Him. I am weak and I am lost without Him. And I thank Jesus because of Him. I thank Jesus for the sacrifice He made for me. I was told I'd never have children. I got 4 of them bad boys. Biologically. I got some more. And I'm honored to have been in their lives temporarily. But I have 4 biological children. They're mine. They came out of me. They said I would never, ever, never, 4 biological children on what medical doctors said would never happen. I'm walking on broken knees, which they said, why are you walking on them? Because it should be impossible. And I did that. And I'm totally healed. And I've run and everything. I can't jump on the tambourine, not tambourine, you know what I'm talking about, right? Right? Trampoline. I can't jump on the trampoline or lean the way I used to. The bad boys will swell up just like some little melons. But thank God I could even do 3 jumps. I'm happy. I'm excited. I can walk. I can jump around the house. It might hurt later. But hey, I do have fibromyalgia. But at the end of the day, I'm happy to be doing whatever I can do. I'm happy for pain. I'm not 6 feet under. I'm happy for whatever God extends to me. And you should be too. I love you. Giving honor and glory to the Lord for all He's done and who He is in my life. And I just thank Him for who you are and who you'll become and who you have been and what you've been through. There's beauty for ashes. The Bible says it, and I know it to be true. I love you.